Well, hello everybody. It's me again, Richard Hewson from the RAH Band, and it's another exciting day here. I have in my hands Volume 2 of the RAH Band story, Clouds Across the Moon. Already look at that. The lovely colour, it matches my shirt. Okay, so let's, without further ado, take off the cellophane and have a look. I love the cover, and I love that logo by Paul Waller that is now established as the RAH Band brand, which is fantastic, I think. And the lovely little design of the actual cover with the tiny little spaceman on top of a skyscraper. I thought that was genius, lovely. And on the back we have all the titles, and there are 5 CDs and 75 tracks, no less. 58 have never been on CD before. They've been out obviously back in the day on promos or on vinyl, etc. But half of those, which is 29, have never ever been heard. Beautiful packaging as always. Look at that. I think it's called a clamshell, I believe. I think that's right. And it's really, really tough, because some of these things you get are a bit flimsy, but look at that. That's really nice. And look at the spine and everything. It's all there, all the info on the back. And inside here we go. We have a lovely booklet that similar to the Volume 1 with a sleeve note by Lois Wilson at the beginning. Now, what interests me is the fact that the first one she did on Volume 1, she was so thorough. Such a lovely girl. She did a really thorough interview. She really covered all my life, and I thought, what's she going to do now? But I haven't read it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I said about extra. But look at it, pictures, photographs, lovely photographs. Yeah. Now here we go. This is the well-known, hopefully by you, mystery album, which contains Clouds Across the Moon, which of course was the big hit from '85, which changed the RAH Band probably from being, quite a cultish outfit to more of a disco pop outfit, which, opened up the doors to all sorts of stuff. And the album came out and it did very well. And it's got some of the great tunes on that have carried on over the years. Night Wind, sorry, doesn't make it anymore. Float. Now, Float is quite a well-known club tune. And a little story with that one is when I made the track and I wanted to put on the words float, my English went, float, float, just let yourself float. And I thought, how can I make that sound funky? So I got out my little book of electric tricks and put it through that, and it grew out float. It sounded really funky. Anyway, that's the sort of things I used to do, because I was basically working alone before I put any overdubs on in my bedroom, one of the first bedroom bands, I suppose. And I was quite into tech at the time, not as much now, but in those days I got all the latest tricks, and that was one lovely trick you could do, change your voice into a really deep sounding thing. And that's how Float came about. Oh. So there it is. That's the first CD of the set, and I think it's amazing. I just love the design of that one when it came out. It was amazing. Again, similar to the first box set, I wonder who did all the artwork, because it was taken out of my hands really by the record companies. And now here we go. Oh yes, this I remember too. Something about the music. That cover is very nice and very simple, very clean. And it's lovely, and all the tracks on the back. Now this one came out in a fairly limited edition, more in America than here actually. Run for the Sun, Something About the Music, and all these tracks that were out as promos were put together as an album. And you got A Woman's Life, The Adventures of E-Man. Now, The Adventures of E-Man, I really loved doing that, because it was a chance for me to do all my funny voices like, look, over there. or E-Man, E-Man, I believe they call you E-Man for short. Well, they won't be calling you E-Man for very long. And everybody laughed. But anyway, it's a great album of weird originals. Life After Love. Now that was a lovely song that a lot of the vocalists on here were guest vocalists. They weren't all by Liz at the beginning. But you got, again, bonus tracks, Run for the Sun, Life After Love, single mixes. It's brilliant how they've all been put together. So this Something About the Music album release is the first time it's been out on CD, obviously since '87, and it's in exactly the same format as it was intended back in '87. So it does come up beautifully as the original track, but on a CD, which is great. Now we have The World Keeps Turning. Now this one never came out because I think what happened was I was in between record companies at the time, and it sort of got lost between the cracks, as it were. But it's got some original stuff on it here that some people may know, some may not. There are something like, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tracks that have never been on CD or never been released before. Does that mean double asterisks? Yes. And some that have just been released on CD, or never been on CD, I should say. So this is full of good stuff if you don't know the complete RAH Band catalogue. There's a lot of original stuff here that you won't know, and I think you'll be in for a pleasant surprise in that. There's one of my favourite tunes on that one is Turn My Love Around, which came out in several versions by a great guest vocalist, Debbie Sharp, who I'm afraid is gone back to America now, and I can't get in touch with her. I would love to get in touch with her, give her a copy of this. There's that, and Could You Be the One she did, which is a great track. Looks Like I'm in Love Again. That was another guest vocalist called Mandy, who's actually a local singer, and just did a perfect job on it. And it's quite interesting to hear all the different guest vocalists, because each track, the character of the track obviously comes out from the whoever is the vocalist, and there is a big variety here. Yeah, Follow Your Lucky Star, that's another one that Debbie did, that came out beautifully. Let Your Love Shine, Debbie did. So that has got some bonus tracks, which are, again, mixes that I cannot remember from now. La Vuela mix, Turn Around, that sounds Spanish to me, but I don't know whether it was. Could You Be the One Again, Lavashun mix. Orchestronic mix for Hungry for Your Love. There's some great stuff on here, and I think this is a really nice album that maybe should get a little more attention than it did back in the day. So here we go with that one. Right, this is disc 4, and this actually has got the original single cover for the Clouds Across the Moon when it was a single in '85. That is the actual artwork, which has cleverly been woven into this, which is called Remixes and Rarities Part 1, 85 to 86. So this is all very fresh stuff. It's got loads of things on it. Night Wind, remix Night Wind. That came from the first Mystery album. Are You Satisfied? That comes from Mystery. Sorry, Doesn't Make It More. Yeah, all comes from that era. Now here we come to the last one. Now this cover again, I think, appeared as a single for Are You Satisfied? I think. Anyway, this is disc 5, Remixes and Rarities Part 2, 87 to 98. Wow, as far as that, it's quite a long one then. So Time Keeps Tearing Us Apart. Now that was a single, which basically was the answer record to Clouds Across the Moon, about the astronaut. He goes shooting out to space, and if you know anything about physics, apparently if you go fast enough, you don't age. So this plot, I think it was a bit the reason it didn't happen. It was too complicated for a single. It was about the wife. He comes back 15 years later, and the wife says, "Oh, you know, how are you doing, Peter," and all the rest of it. But he's 15 years younger than her, and he's got a young astronaut girl with him. So it sort of was a bit complicated for a pop record. So it didn't really take off. But I still like it. It's just a bit of fun, really. Time keeps tearing us apart, and that's what it was called. The Homecoming, I think, was the, what you call it, the other name for it. This Is My Time, and that, again, is Debbie Sharp, the guest vocalist. Life After Love, another guest vocalist, Kay Gaynor. Nothing in the World was a duet version. I think that featured Debbie and Mandy. So there we have it. That's the Volume 2, Clouds Across the Moon box set. And thank you for your support and interest in looking at this video and indeed the box set. I hope you really enjoy it. Bye for now.